Hi, it's Handy Val. In this video, I'm going to be removing the bumper on this Ford Fusion. Holding this bumper together are this guy, this guy, this one, these two, and these two. That's on the top. You'll also need to remove these three plugs, and we'll get to all this. And then, at the bottom of the bumper, there's going to be 10 of these. And you could sort of see them. I did remove most of them, but they're going to be very, very visible, right? Here's one. Start with first removing these two, okay? So you're going to really, the idea here is to really get this top piece out as best as you can. And you're going to want to just go just a little bit. You could use a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. That will work. Or you could use kind of a tool trim kit. And it's pretty easy. Once you remove this guy out, it all kind of just comes out pretty easily. Now, you can't get to that with the trim tool, so that's where the screwdriver really comes in handy. You sort of see it comes in two pieces, and once you remove that a little bit, you could also go in with the screwdriver, but since I've got the trim piece, let's just go ahead, and again, the whole piece comes out. Make sure you store these properly, you remember where they are. Now there's going to be 10 millimeter bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not to be confused with these guys up here. Nothing to do with these guys up here, okay? Nothing to do with it. Just, there you go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? I've already kind of done most of these. Okay? Now, it depends on the rust of the situation. They're fairly long. Last little bit, you may want to do it by hand. See, this one's kind of come out. And there you go. You may want to use some WD-40 depending on the condition and the rust of these bolts. Again, we're going to want to do all these 4. I'm not going to show you removing these guys. The next tricky part will be taking this one out, and there's one here and there's one there. And just to show you, this one has already been taken out. Okay, and what it is, it's kind of just a push pin. And the trick here is that there's a little bit of a slot here and a slot there to remove the top piece, and that's where you're going to go in a little bit with the screwdriver, loosen it up a little bit. Okay, the bigger your head, your screwdriver head is, the better it will be. And once you kind of get it to a position, you know, a little bit like that, you can start to kind of get it with your hands just as easily. This piece may be stuck in there. Again, you can go with your trim removal tool, or you could even go with your screwdriver. It'll all work, and you take it out. Interesting how these things are set up, right? They're really meant to be very careful. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle when you piece them back together, right? So I just like to keep them like that. These are just going to be push button. Again, you're going to go with your trusty flathead screwdriver. Okay, try to loosen them up. It's the same kind of concept. I like using the trim removal tool. You kind of see it just kind of comes out, and then once it comes out like that, you can kind of try to yank it with your hand. It'll work. Okay, and that piece just comes out. And you're going to want to do the same for all of them. Again, start with the screwdriver. Then kind of use any tool you've got to your disposal. It's not, most tools would work. And that piece just comes out. Okay, and then here's the other one. The same kind of concept up there. Get this guy in, slide it in there. Okay. And then the whole thing comes out, all right? So now that you've got 3 of these out, don't forget there's also 3 on the other side. Difficult to film under the car, but again, there are 10 of these kind of holding the bumper, and they're going to be quite visible, and you're going to be using a 7mm, okay? Depends on the type of tool. If you got a kind of an electric drill, you may be able to kind of, depending how wide it is, you may be able to pull it out. You could use a socket, or you could even use kind of a screwdriver socket that also makes it just quite easy to work as well, as you've got the space. Now there's 10. These are going to be the most kind of annoying to remove, but very much possible. You have to lay down on the floor and remove them out. 10 of these. All right, now before you get to the next step here, make sure that you've removed all 10 of these from underneath here, okay? These are the ones that look like this. You're going to want to make sure that you've removed the 3 plugs in the wheel well that look like this. You're going to want to just come up to the top. You're going to want to make sure you've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 10 all out. So now you've got everything ready to go. That's all that's holding the bumper together. Now there's a little bit of tension that we're going to need to do to yank the bumper free. Let's do that. All right, now what we're going to need to do is use a little bit of force to yank this part of the bumper out. Okay, now it's kind of just being held together by clips, a little bit of tension. You're gonna wanna kind of just yank at it, okay? Kind of get your hand, if you get your hand a little bit behind here, see that? See that I get my hand behind there? I get my hand right on the bumper. I'm gonna try pulling on it, okay? Pull on it. And that's it, okay? That's it. That's all we need to do. Okay, we're gonna need to, still a little bit more tension we need to do. And that's it, just like that, okay? And that's it. These guys are kind of clipped in there. As you can sort of tell, a little bit over there. This guy goes in there. Once you put it back together, it's kind of a bit like a, again, you line it up and then you pull it out. So we've done it on this side. We're gonna go do it on that side as well. That kind of out. We've done the other side. All we have to do right now is lift. And before you get to that point there, make sure you've got a spot to lay it on, okay? The reason why I'm doing this is I'm looking to repair this part of the bumper. And I want to make sure you've got something to rest the bumper now. You've taken this guy out, okay? Just a little bit of, there you go. The bumper just comes right out, okay? Maybe you rest it for there temporarily for now. Depending on if you have fog lights, there's going to be, now my car doesn't come with fog lights, okay? But if there are, all you need to do is just turn the lamp and pull it out, okay? Now in this case, this is being held by tension. This is the little side light. Okay. Actually, there's a little bit of a clip right there. You can sort of see that. You're gonna press on it and then pull. Okay, press on it and then pull out, and you do the same thing on this side. Let's go try it on this. So there you go. So there's a little clip. You're gonna press on that clip and then try to yank it out. And there you go. One of the things you're going to notice about these bumpers as well is that it's modular, right? I mean, here's obviously the big rubber piece. The actual grill, the piece that says Ford, is right here. This is kind of like the chrome piece. This is all kind of separate. And then this piece as well is a whole separate piece as well. All right, so I'm going to be making the repair. And once I've got the repair back, we're going to reinstall it. And I'll show you how that's done. It's time to put the bumper back on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously make sure you connect all the electrical back to where it is. Okay? Okay, so here you go. Not so bad. This one looks like it's in pretty good shape. Sometimes you could put some of that, contact cleaner, but I'm not going to do it right now. Just again, this thing is just going to be put in there by pressure, and you hear that click. You're done. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, let's wait for the click. There's the click. All right, so at this point now, you're going to want to try to put it back up in its proper location. Now, we're going to want to do the top ones first, okay? You're going to want to make sure you line up the holes as best you can. Okay? Too bad here to do, right? We got the holes all aligned. As you can tell over here, we got the holes. I'm going to come on in for a little closer in. See the holes? They're aligned. Remember lining up the holes? You remember these guys? It's just by hand. Push it in. Push it in. Do the same on the other side. On this side, easy go. Easy in. Okay. I'm just going to drop these guys to where they belong. If you remember where they belong here. Okay, this guy goes in there. This guy goes in there. And then we had the little push pins, right? So there's one push pin. And here's the other push pin. Okay. Let's do the push pin in first. Okay. So these guys are just kind of squeeze them in, right? See that? Kind of squeeze it in. Okay, you put that piece in first. And then again, you got to line these guys up before you do anything. And that looked like it went well. Do the same on the other side. Squeeze that in there. Push it in. Line this up properly. And then push it in. All right, now what we're going to do here, we're going to try to screw these guys in. Remember, these are the 10 mil, okay? Okay. The hard part's coming, right? When we gotta bang this guy in there, that's gonna be the difficult part. Okay? This so far is all easy going here. You're gonna want to make these quite snug. Okay, but you want to make them too snug where you're gonna try to rip the plastic. You're going to want to do the final tightening once everything is in, but you want to have them quite snug right now. Okay, so here's a little bit of the tricky part. You're just going to want to make sure that you really line this guy up. And if you come in from over here, you got to remember, right? See that? It's got to go in between there. You see that in between? You lift it, and you get it up there. okay, and you're almost ready to snap it in place. Okay, so let's see what happens if we snap it in now. Try this guy here too. Now you see my hand on the bottom there? I'm kind of holding it in. Now this is the final one here. Let's make sure this one goes in. Beautiful. How's that look? It's a really nice clean edge over here. Now if you come from over here, okay, these guys should now be quite lined up, the holes. And let's do it. We got them, right? Same similar concept. You're going to squeeze these guys in, kind of preset them in, push them in, okay? Do them all of them. Just push them all in, okay? And then just at the very end, you push them in with your hand. Okay, this one here too. You line it up with that hole there. What I want to do is just push them in there as best you can. There you go. That one goes in. That one goes in. This one's being a little stubborn. Again, you got to squeeze it in. Make sure you line it up with that hole, okay? And then when it's ready, then it goes. And that's it. So now we got this thing done. Let's go to the other side. Take note of my hand here at the bottom. You're going to want to make sure, again, we're going to get that within the lip. Okay, you're going to kind of lift it. You want to get a nice, clean edge. Okay, when you get it, it looks like you got it. Really nice. You're going to give it a good fist bump. Beautiful. And on this side, that's it. We got it. All right, so one of the things you're going to want to make sure, and I should have pointed this out, hopefully you're watching the whole video, you're going to want to get the engine guard here, the plastic thing, before you put the bumper. You want to put the bumper on the outside and this thing on the inside. You're going to want to make sure you follow it across. Now, I don't have the full engine guard. It was a long story, but so you're going to want to make sure. So make sure this black part isn't on the outside, okay? Before you start tightening up everything. So the black part's got to be on the inside, all around, okay? On the inside, and then the final step here. And again, this is the hardest step, the most brutal step. You're going to want to put these guys in, and you're going to need to line them up with the holes on the other side. Sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. There you have it. That's a full removal and installation of a Ford Fusion bumper. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Further, please check out the other Handy Valve Ford Fusion videos, as I have many on the Handy Valve channel. Thank you. Bye for now.